No one would ever describe me as a minimalist by any stretch of the imagination. However, there are several habits that are very common in the minimalist community that have truly changed my life. And today I want to share with you some of those habits that have helped me simplify my life without sacrificing my style or joy. And just because I thought it would be fun, I'm going to share with you 3 habits that are very common and very practical amongst the minimalist community that I do not like. They have not worked for me. They just don't work for me in my life. I'll share those with you at the end. A big habit in the minimalist community is to always choose quality over quantity. Now, I don't think everything you own needs to be the most expensive, fanciest version of that item. And you can definitely find really great quality in not very expensive items. And of course, the opposite is true as well. But I think when we get more intentional about what we are buying, when we pause a little bit, maybe do a little bit of research, maybe think about it just a little bit longer, it's much easier to see if what we are buying is worth the price or not. And when it comes to clothing, I do think you should buy the best quality you can comfortably afford. There's always exceptions to this, but generally, if you buy something you truly love and it's great quality, you don't feel the need to just go out and buy more. Invest in yourself over things. And I very much believe in this one. I just really very much believe in making yourself the best that you can be, really like owning the things that you're not doing right and try to improve them, try to improve your life, because that is going to, in the long run, bring you so much more joy and happiness than buying a new thing. I think it's funny that sometimes people are really like, I'm definitely not going to spend $500 on this coach that is supposed to help me improve my business and reach my goals or whatever. Like, that's way too much. But they'll spend $1,000 on a designer bag. I'm like, what did that designer bag do for you? Like, I love designer bags, I'm not knocking on them, but if you had to choose between the two, I just feel like the $500 coach or whatever it is can just get you so much further to where you have enough money to really kind of do both, especially if it's something for your business or for your life. It takes a lot more work and takes a lot more inner work to go with those therapists or coaches or courses, but in the long run, they are so much more valuable. Now, the minimalist and I often part ways when it comes to fashion, but one thing we can totally agree on is that 80% of your wardrobe needs to be multifunctional. They need to be able to be worn with more than just that cute pair of hot pink pants that you need 5-inch heels to wear. Now, if I was a true minimalist, I would probably say that all of your closet needs to be multifunctional and everything go with everything else. I just don't live in that world. And so I believe that if 80% of your closet fulfills those needs of your basics, your wardrobe essentials, the pieces that really go back with all your other pieces, then you leave 20% to get the trends and the fun pieces and the ones that are just one-of-a-kind items that you just fell in love with because they speak to your personality. Oftentimes, we will have a closet that's flipped. 80% of our closet are one-of-a-kind trendy pieces that, don't really go with much else, and maybe 20% goes with everything else. And then, of course, you end up with a closet full of clothes and nothing to wear. A habit that, oh my goodness, we all need to learn, and I do it, I'm sure you have done it, but we go shopping and we buy clothes to mask bad feelings. So we're feeling stressed or feeling anxious or the day was bad. And so we go get retail therapy and we go shopping and we buy the new thing, and it's fun. I gotta be honest, it is fun. It's fun to go shopping. It's fun to look online. It's fun to buy the shiny new thing, but we know that doesn't actually fix the problem. And once the newness of that item is gone, we still have that stress or anxiety or the thing that was really the problem in the first place. So a lot of minimalists recommend do not buy clothes in place of dealing with your feelings. And I 100% agree. That takes a lot of work, takes a lot of inner work. It takes a lot of sitting with your feelings, sitting with why do I feel this way and why do I feel the urge to eat or shop or spend money or get on social media. It's really important to just sit with those feelings and try to deal with them so you can process them in a healthier way. I don't know why this goes hand in hand, but most of the minimalist people that I watch or I know, they also seem to be pretty much watching their health. They also seem to be like, they're not stuffing their face with Oreos every day, or they've never been inside a gym or something. Like, they're all pretty like healthy lifestyle kinds of people as well. I don't know why that goes hand in hand, but it does. And I, of course, believe in that as well. Like, I 100% believe every single one of us should be doing some kind of activity. Like, you don't have to go and run 7 miles every day, but I just think we need to move our bodies and like stretch. And I also think that we should be careful about what we put in our body. I think this gets overcomplicated, but I believe we need to have 80% of our diet be unprocessed whole foods and the other 20% be whatever we feel like. I just think that we should put healthy things in our body. So one of the things that I have been doing for maybe about a year, every single morning, first thing in the morning is I drink AG1. I have found that starting my day off with AG1 has led me to make healthier choices throughout the rest of my day. I do prioritize a healthy lifestyle, but even so, it's hard to get all the vitamins and minerals I need just from food alone, so that's where AG1 comes in. AG1 features 75 vitamins and minerals, probiotics, prebiotics, plant extracts, and so much more to help your body and gut health thrive. AG1 is also highly researched and NSF certified, which is the gold standard for quality and safety testing. You don't have to drink in the morning. You can actually drink it at any time of day. After starting to drink AG1 every day, I don't feel like I need to buy a whole bunch of random supplements. I just drink AG1 and I just move on with my day. I've also noticed that my digestion improved when I started drinking AG1, and I have more stable energy levels throughout the day. Now, I also bring AG1 every time I travel. They have these really cool travel packs, and I also love the taste of drinking this because it tastes refreshing, slightly fruity, but it's not overpowering. I've so much enjoyed incorporating this into my morning routine, but if you want to get started with AG1, you can visit my link or scan the QR code to subscribe and save $20 off your first subscription to AG1. This is something I've definitely mentioned on my channel many times, but it's worth mentioning here because it is kind of a minimalist habit, and it's definitely something you will see amongst the minimalist culture. And that is to edit your closet at least a couple of times a year. I like to edit my closet when the weather changes, not necessarily the seasons. And what I will say with this is if you've never edited your closet, and this is completely new, then the first time you do it, it might take a while. Like you might spend a couple hours just pulling out your clothes, really seeing if you really want to wear these, if they fit you right now, if they need to be hemmed, if they just don't work for your lifestyle right now, and just get rid of all those clothes. I have a video I will link in the description box that talks about those. And when I say get rid of, I don't mean go throw in the trash. I mean like either donate, or if it's something you think you might need it at a later time or just doesn't fit right now, you just get it out of your immediate closet space. Now, once you've done this the first time, the next time will be much easier. And then the next time is way easy. And then you get to where you can edit your closet in just a few minutes. You maybe just pull out the one or two items that you just don't need anymore, or they're not working for the weather, or they're for special occasions or something, and they don't need to be sitting right in front of you. This has been a game changer for me. I mean, this has truly transformed my closet into a closet full of clothes and nothing to wear, into having far fewer clothes, but so many more options. This is a habit or a tip that I love, but I still struggle with, and I will just please comment below if you also struggle with this, but we really should avoid buying those just in case items. So, you find the perfect dress to wear to a cocktail party, but you don't actually have a cocktail party to go to. And I have definitely done that because I'll find a dress and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. I love it. It looks so great on me. I feel so good in it. And you just never know when you'll have a cocktail party you need to wear it to. But often that cocktail party doesn't come until months later, a couple seasons later, and either it's not in the right season, like it's a dress you bought in the summertime and now it's winter, or it's now sat in your closet for so long it doesn't feel new and fresh anymore, and you're not excited about it anymore, and you go shopping for a new one anyway. Tell me you haven't done that. I know I have. What we all need to realize, even though we all know this, there are so many clothes all over the world, everywhere right now, and it's all available at our fingertips. You can go on your phone and order a million dresses in a matter of 5 minutes. So at no time will there be a lack of clothing that you can pick from. I will say though, I mean, I also like to plan my outfits in advance. And so if you have an event this weekend, hopefully you already bought that dress or figured it out a couple weeks ago. So obviously you want to plan ahead, but buying the clothing items just in case you have that kind of event, it more often than not, it does not achieve its purpose. Another great minimalist tip, I love this one, is to prioritize experiences over things. I kind of live by this. Like I would take a super fancy vacation with my family and friends to any place in the world over buying a fancy new something. I love experiences. There's never been an experience that I've taken myself on or done that I've regretted, but there's been many purchases that I'm like, I didn't need that. I didn't need that. I didn't need to spend the money. I did not need to do that. So experiences are a very important part of our life, if not way more important than a lot of things. And I love that about the minimalist culture. A lot of minimalists urge you to define what a rich life is for you. And that is a tough one. I've noticed that a lot of people don't do that. Like we just think, oh, I want more money, or I just want a lot of money and I want to be able to like buy a new car. But what does a rich life really mean to you? It could mean going to the grocery store and not having to worry about how much something costs. A rich life could mean being able to spend weekends with your family instead of working. A rich life could also mean being on a yacht and sailing the seas and having a butler or something. But for the most part, I think most of us if we really think about it, there's a sense of freedom that we really want. It's not so much tons of money or tons of things. It's more so we want freedom to do what we want to do when we want to do it. And so it's really important to specify what that looks like for you. Maybe it's you want to go to dinner and be able to buy all of your friends dinner one night, but a lot of minimalists recommend getting very specific about what a rich life means to you. I think that can be very helpful, especially because you realize that sometimes it's not necessarily having millions and millions of dollars, but it's working towards a lifestyle that allows you to be free to do what you want to do. I love this one, and I've been doing this forever, and I've heard it, I guess, lots of places, but this is one that I love. But to set a timer, 5 minutes or 10 minutes to do something that you just don't want to do. So my thing is, if I have a really busy day, but my house is a total disaster, like you can't see it right now, but it is. If you were to see all back there, it'd be like, whoa, Anna. But what I'll do is I'll set a timer for like 10 minutes or even sometimes only 5 minutes and say whatever I can get picked up and clean in 5 minutes, that's what's going to be. And I'm shocked at how much I can pick up and clean up in 5 minutes. I'm like, that only took 5 minutes. That's crazy. Or if it's something like you got to do your taxes, or you got to do something that's just like, oh, I don't want to do it, but it's got to be done. Sometimes I'll just set a timer for 15 minutes. Okay, for 15 minutes, I'm going to work on this thing that just seems like I'm going to pull my hair out, but I'm only going to do it for 15 minutes. And sometimes I only do it for 15 minutes, but other times I start doing it. I actually get a lot accomplished in 15 minutes, and I'm like, I'm almost done. I might as well just complete it. So setting a timer for things that you don't want to do is definitely a very good way to get those things done. Keep a wish list for not only for your clothes, I've talked about that on my channel, but for everything. So with clothing, it's really important when you clean out your closet, which hopefully all of y'all have done. You clean out your closet, you see what items you're missing, and you can really see what items you're definitely not missing and you don't need more of. But you can see if there's specific things that you really need. Like you really don't have, a good pair of sneakers that go with all of your outfits or whatever it is. So put those things on a list. So when you go shopping, you're looking for only those things and you don't get sidetracked with all the shiny mannequins and the new merchandise and all the things that you really don't need. So it's important to do that with everything in your life, in your house, for whenever you are out and about. Say no to things and events when it's not a hell yes. Now, I will say I love this one, but it's kind of tough to do sometimes. Sometimes there's things that you feel like you need to go to, even though you don't really want to go to. It's really impossible for me to 100% live by that. But what I also know about myself is I am very introverted. I would prefer any day of the week to stay in my house, get cozy, and read a book. Like, give me all the books, give me all the cozy, I'll snuggles with my dog and my kids and just like read a book or something. I love that. I have a tendency to want to do that. So I know that for my own well-being, I do need to go out and be social with people and do things that maybe feel a little uncomfortable every now and then. But I do think we can keep this in the back of our mind. If you're saying yes all of the time, then you definitely need to keep in your mind, maybe I can say no to a few more things, because a yes to something is saying no to something that you want to do. One thing I really love about the minimalist culture, the minimalist people out there, is they really try to cut down on all the clutter that we keep in our brain and in our life, in our house, but also in our brains. A big tip in the minimalist world is to try to automate every single thing that you can. Instead of trying to remember to pay your bills every month and remember this and remember that this is due and whatever, if you can automate it, spend the time to set up the auto pay. I automated all of my credit cards and bills and everything, and so I just have it pay off the entire thing every month. I've already been down the road of having credit card debt. I never want to do that again. So now I use credit cards to earn points so I can like travel and stuff on points and that kind of thing. But I pay it off every month. It's automated. It automatically does that. Still look at the bills. I have Rocket Money on my phone, which is an app that I see kind of how much I'm spending and everything. But automate as much as you can. There's no reason for you to have to remember to write a check and send it in. Almost everything can be paid automatically these days. Here are 3 minimalist habits that I love them, and you might actually get really good ideas from these, but I don't do, and I'm happy not doing them, but I'll tell you what they are. So one of them, very common suggestion by minimalist people, is to clean your kitchen every night. Maybe not do like the fanciest job or anything, but just like put all the dishes in the dishwasher or clean them all. Wipe down your counters real quick and just get all that kind of the clutter out. And I love this. And my mom actually does that. She does it every night. She's like, can't go to sleep with a dirty kitchen. Love that for her. Love that for you guys that do it. But I will go to sleep and sleep like a dang baby with crap all in my kitchen, like just pots and pans everywhere, food drying up on the pot, thoughts. I like at night, I get to where I'm like, I'm just done with today. I don't want to spend any free time. The 30 minutes I have between my kids going to bed and then me going to bed, I just don't want to spend it cleaning up a kitchen. I just don't want to. And the other thing is, I get up super early in the morning and I am like Mary freaking Poppins, and I will like sing and clean, and I'm like, ooh, let's clean the countertops. This is amazing. Like, I have so much energy, and just like I can get all these things done in very happily in very little time in the morning, whereas at night, I just don't want anybody to talk to me. So it just works for me. Another very popular minimalist habit that I do not do, but I like it, and it might work for you, but I just don't do it. And it's the one in, one out. And I love this, especially for, with your closet. You're thinking, okay, I'm going to buy something new. That means I need to get rid of something in my closet. I find this very overwhelming. It gives me so much overwhelm to think, I need this thing, but like, what am I going to take out of my closet? And then is it when I take out the wrong thing? What if I need... It's just way too much for me. I can't do it. And so what works better, I think, did we talk about this video? But I make a list of things that I need. I know the things that I need. And if it's something that's the same as what I kind of already have in my closet, hopefully I've already thought about it and like, do I really need 2 of these? And maybe the answer is yes. And so I'm going to get 2 or whatever it is. But that works for me. I'm going to make a list of what I need. I'm going to edit my closet frequently, but the one in, one out, it's just too overwhelming for me. Another very big minimalist habit that a lot of people suggest is to get a capsule wardrobe. And I love this. I love the idea of a capsule wardrobe. And when I think of a capsule wardrobe, I'm thinking like, 20 pieces that's all you have in your closet, but they all go back together and you can create like 40,000 outfits from these 20 pieces. I'm exaggerating, but you can create all these outfits with these very minimal closet. And I love this. However, what I realized is that I kind of created a capsule wardrobe by just making sure I had all my basics and my wardrobe essentials. And all those pieces that I have, I'm able to create outfits, but I have other pieces too, as you guys know. I have lots of pieces in my closet that aren't necessarily like in that little capsule wardrobe, but they go with all the capsule wardrobe things. And they're pieces that I really love, but I wouldn't consider them like a wardrobe essential. And so I think for me is like, I like having those wardrobe essentials, which could also be a capsule wardrobe. Okay. But I have all these outer circle pieces too. And I mean, I'm not going to just stick to 20 pieces. It's just not me, but I do believe in having all the basics. Am I being confusing? I hope I'm not being confusing. I love the idea of a capsule wardrobe. I know myself, and just having 20 pieces in my closet forever and ever is it's not going to be me. So another way that me and the minimalists differ, and you will often hear if you were to go to any minimalist video on the interwebs, they will most likely tell you to stop buying the bougie $6 coffee at your local coffee shop and to make it at home, because you can make it at home for so much cheaper. But what they don't realize, I know they don't live in my head or in me, because they don't realize the pure joy I get from my Lucky Chino 20-ounce Lucky Chino that I buy from my local coffee shop. It's $6. And when I tell you the amount of work and how productive I am when I get that coffee and sit down at that coffee shop and just get things done in about 2 or 3 hours, I'm in pure flow. So where I guess we could agree is I don't just randomly buy coffees when I don't really want it. I'm very intentional about when I'm going to buy these coffees, and if I really want it. I don't just go buy Starbucks every day out of habit. It's more so I need to get some work done. I'm going to go to my favorite coffee shop and sit there for 3 hours with a big coffee and do my thing. And then of course there's some days where I didn't sleep well and I'm like, you know what would solve my problem? It's a big, nice coffee. And you know what? It does solve my problems for just a little while. Now, I will say for every single one of us, I've had times in my life where buying a $6 coffee would be completely financially irresponsible. If I was not able to pay my bills, I don't need to be spending $6 on a coffee. So you really have to assess where you are right now in your life. But a good guy to follow, I watch a lot of money and finance videos on YouTube, and I will link one of my favorite guys in the description box. He's the guy that has the Netflix series, I Will Teach You to Be Rich. And he even says, avoiding buying the frou-frou coffee is not going to make you rich. It's not even really going to pay many of your bills either, because you're not really saving that much money by not buying that $6 coffee 2 or 3 times a week. And what he says is, unless you're taking that $5 or $6 and you're going to invest it, then you're basically just taking it and spending it on something else. So he has whole videos about all of this, and he's actually really like a lot of his advice. I will link him below if you're interested, but that's just one that I've realized, you know what, certain iced coffees at certain times bring me tremendous joy, and I don't feel guilty about it anymore. And of course, I still make coffee at home. Someone's gonna get on here and be like, you shouldn't do this, Anna, that's terrible. But you know what, that's what I do. So if you don't do that, wonderful, I love it for you. If you do that, just, you know what, figure out if you really need to feel guilty about it or not. If you really love that coffee, then I don't see any problem with it. So those were some minimalist habits that have just really worked for me and just really helped decrease the amount of clutter in my life and in my brain. I hope this video was helpful and you got some good ideas from it. Let me know if you like this kind of video. I know this is a little different than what I normally post, but these are also topics that are just really interesting to me. And I do love sharing solutions to problems that I have had, and I feel like a lot of us have. So let me know what you think about this video. Make sure to check out AG1 if you would like to get started there, and I will see you next time.